Welcome back everybody, and thank you very much to those new subscribers. It's picking up now, and I got a big thank you off of YouTube for all the minutes viewed. I think it's 160,000 minutes viewed across my channel, for which they sent me a piece of little email, a little message saying thank you very much and thank your subscribers and the people that contribute with some questions. But this is just a quick one, a Christmas one really, and you will see the Christmas tree. This is my listening room lounge, and this is a typical day in a DIYer's life. I have these, what you see now, which are open baffle planks really. That's all it is, just a plank, a Duet with a 15-inch. There's a 15-inch SB Audience Bianco 150 B350, very good. 15-inch for the bottom end, and I'm using an Alpine 11S Gen 2 as a full range driver, and I've used these for well over a year. Very pleased with them until such times that I went back to these, excuse the Christmas decorations, I went back to these, the Trios, which is two 15-inch Eminence beta drivers and a tang band. And unfortunately the lady of the house objects to the monolithic, and I don't blame her. They are monolithic. These Trios are monolithic, and you've got to have a big room. So I said that in 2023 I would downgrade these from a Trio to a Duet 15, and it just transpires that there's been a lot of internet activity with Pure Audio Project's Duet 15. You can have it in various guises, bought from them. So I thought I would downgrade these. And I've ended up, as you can see, I've got all my wiring out. I've done extensive testing, and I've ended up, or I will end up with a Duet in effect. So what I intend to do is to cut this off here somewhere, and I will put a brace across here before I do that, so that in the future, if I need to, I can reattach the top 15-inch base unit to revert it back to a Trio. And what I've got on the back, this tang band. The tang band is a W8 1808 and the Audience 15-inch, and I've had these on DSP RU for a mini disc, sorry, a mini DSP mini DSP, extensive measurements. I've also tried passive crossover, that needs a bit of tweaking, but I think I can live with these as they are, as a Duet, and the open baffle, and they will sit in the room better. They're still overpowering and imposing, and it's too cold outside to do it. I would normally take this out into my workshop, my garage, and do all this, but it's too cold. It's -4 I think today, to give you an idea. I'm doing it in here, but a quick overview of what I run. This is the J's Audio Mark III, the latest. The Denafrips Athena, the Denafrips Terminator 2, and I have 4. There's two monos in this one, and these are monos of the Avondale SE230s, and it's all run off of a mini DSP, which is a cheap and cheerful unit. But I've had all this out, and I've got to tidy all this up. But it's a bit of a nightmare. I also run a James audio mains conditioner, and the whole lot runs through that. In effect it's a 2.2 kilowatt transformer, isolating transformer, and each of the IECs, the outputs on the back, have special filtering. It's the best one I've ever used. I mean, it costs a lot of money back. I've had that 18 years, and it cost 2,500 18 years ago, but it does a good job. That's me rig. So I'm running around about 130 watts per channel, so each one of those speakers, these drive units, they get 130 watts, and it runs flat. So I've got it tweaked so on the DSP through RU, through the microphone. I run it almost flat. You can't quite get it flat. If you get it absolutely flat, it doesn't sound right. But I've got a few little jobs to do to finish this off. I've got to put a brace, the original brace, excuse the camera, the original brace run down through there, and I've now got to cut this short, cut that short so that the brace ends up around about here, somewhere around about in the middle of here. It's difficult to show that on the camera, but so that gives you some idea of what I'm up to. I'll be back shortly. So I've fashioned a bracket on here as a stay that goes down to the base to give it some rigidity, and you can see I've allowed a slot so I can actually angle. Let me bring you back a bit. I think you're in there. I can actually angle the front baffle. So by just undoing that, I can bring it right back. That's about 5 degrees. That's about 2 degrees. So somewhere in between there, I have an angle of attack, as it would be, for prime firing or listening. So to recap, what I've done, I've swapped out the existing Eminence 15-inch driver for an Audence, SB Audence, which I feel is a superior driver for this application. I do believe that this 15-inch driver from Audence is specifically designed for open baffles, whereas this is more of an amplifier, guitar bass amplifier driver, and we'll see. We'll get back. So if you look carefully, I've actually marked these legs number one because I'm going to cut it up through there, as previously mentioned. This one's number two, and the other one will be number 3 and number 4. So I'm just going to mask all this off, and I'm going to chop these off at the appropriate places. So as you can see, I'll put a dust sheet. Don't know if this battery will last. I've got a nice dust sheet wrapped all the way around, and I'm just going to square off where I want to make my cut, and I want this upright to be level with the top of this bottom baffle board. So I just mark that out. For my cut down this side. rearrange this dust sheet a bit better. Tuck it all in. I've got a hoover ready to hoover up as and when necessary. And this is just a brutal way of doing it. I'm just going to cut straight across there. Clean up, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to do the same this side, so that's number one. There will be a number two in a second when I find my square. Here it is. So again, I'm just squaring this off at the top of the middle baffle. In actual fact, it's a pretty... Just tucking in this, tucking that all, that's fine. I'm going to do that again. Lovely. So we got number one, number two. I'm now just going to gently move that out of the way. I'm now going to go and get the hoover up. You don't want to see that, do you? So there we have, in a very short space of time, from a trio tang band to a Duel. I call it a Duet. I don't know. I think it's called a Duel 15 TB from Pure Audio Project. Simple. All this material is recycled. Everything you see has all been recycled from other stuff, which I tend to do, make the most of. And this is just a piece of plastic with a hole in it. Sticky back tape, as you saw on there, 2 strips, that just holds it on. This is just a piece of 25mm acoustic foam. There's a piece of Velcro on the inside of this opening, which is 355 diameter, as I recall. And you just tease it in until the other way easier, until the Velcro gets hold of the edge. You can just finish it off, just tease it with your fingers a bit. That's not very good. You use what I normally use is a little pair of needle nose pliers just to make it flush. It gets quite a good grip on it. So you end up with, you see new double-sided tape on there. Actually, that goes right the other way, I think. Yes, there you go. Obviously, I'll touch all this woodwork up, get my sander out and just sand it and paint it. But there you have it, a cheap and cheerful knock-up with a 2-way open baffle Duel speaker, and they do sound pretty good. So with that, I've got to go and do the other one, obviously, second one, but that'll be more house friendly. Now I'll rephrase that. These will be more lady friendly to the house. They're not so obtrusive. Maybe the black colour is not to everybody's liking, but you could just paint the fronts any colour you like, or get a bit of coloured plastic or sticker or vinyl or whatever you wanted. But that's a quick, cheap and cheerful way of turning a trio into a Duel 15. So for now, thank you very much for watching. Thanks to the subscribers, and Merry Christmas to all, Happy New Year, and we'll be back in the new year. All the very best to everybody. Thank you.